Stevie. And then there was one. Unbeaten teams left in the Premier League. Crystal Palace. They scored late, did what Liverpool have done to most other teams, and beat them by 2-1. This was a strange game because Palace could have been out of sight at half-time and Liverpool could have won it before losing it. Was it the right outcome? Did Palace overall deserve to get all 3 points?
I mean, that's not a straightforward answer.
I know.
Listen, at half-time, Crystal Palace deserved to be 3 up, maybe 4. I mean, they did score, got a little fortunate, Gravenberg with a wayward header back in towards goal, and then it's finished off. But, I mean, at least 3 one-on-ones after that, Mateta and Alisson, and they couldn't add to that goal they got. I mean, as I said, so Liverpool, I guess, if you look at the big picture, can't complain because half-time they should have been done and dusted. However, complete and utter and total domination in the second half, throwing all kinds of forwards on, which, listen, when you're going to try and get back in the game, that's what you have to do, but sometimes it bites you back, and that's what happened right at the end. You know, you can question the referee. He added 6 minutes of injury time and blew the whistle in the 8th minute of injury time. These are the types of things that annoy you as a player and as a coach. So for Liverpool, it's on the first half performance, they don't deserve anything. They probably deserved a point considering the second half performance. But at the end of the day, if you want to win the Premier League title, you cannot go away from home and perform the way Liverpool did in the first half of the game.
Indeed. Now, they scored the opening goal after 9 minutes, Ismaila Sarr. They could have had more. What are you putting Liverpool's first half display down to?
It would be really harsh to pull one person out, but I think the man that was the start of it was Konate. I mean, he had an unbelievably horrendous first half. He couldn't pass the ball properly. He kept giving fouls away. He got booked. He's trying to fight Mateta. I know Konate's a big lad, but Mateta's bigger than him. And you got to use your brains. Unfortunately, today, Konate didn't use any brains whatsoever. And so he kicked it off. And it almost kind of spread like a disease after that. Everybody giving the ball away. And then when they give a ball away against Crystal Palace, I mean, it is really the thing that they do best. They exploit mistakes from the opposition and then they get at you quickly going forward. And only some poor finishing, particularly from Mateta, is the reason that Liverpool were in this game at all.
And the same question, but the other way around. What was it in the second half that saw Liverpool be as dominant in possession as they were? Was it the halftime change where we saw Cody Gakpo come on for Connor Bradley? What else did you notice in the second half that swung at Liverpool's favour?
Well, obviously the changes, you're looking to go forward. You're putting pressure on the opposition. You know, Palace put an awful lot of energy into that first half and you know, we didn't see them closing the ball down away up high the way we did in the first half. So obviously they were probably a little jaded. And so you add all that together and, as I said, all the changes, all the forward changes, taking defenders off so that you can put more pressure on the back line of the opposition. So you add all these things together and that was the difference in the second half. But Palace defended well. You know, Liverpool, as much of the ball as they had, as many times as they got in and around the final third, as many times as they put balls in the box. I mean, I think Henderson had one save from Verts with about 20 minutes to go that, you know, if the ball goes either side of Henderson, it's a goal, but it's a good reaction save. And that was kind of the point where you thought Liverpool were getting on. But then, of course, they did it again. They got that goal from Chiesa and actually pushed forward in the overtime and the 6 minutes that the referee added on to try and win the game. And that's where they got bit in the backside, you know, in the 8th minute of injury time, a long throw in. Liverpool had taken all the defenders off, and the ball just breaks kindly for Palace, and it's in the back of the net. So, kind of a roller coaster for Liverpool and Liverpool fans. But I guess, as I said before, if you look at the big picture, you can't win a Premier League if you perform the way Liverpool did for the first 45 minutes.
Now, back in the day, there was a lad by the name of David Fairclough who ended up being known as the super sub because he just came off the bench. He scored goals and got Liverpool out of trouble or extended their win that they already had in the bag. Are we seeing something similar from Chiesa? You're probably not going to start him ahead of what they have, but my gosh, he's useful coming off the bench.
Yeah, 100%. That's absolutely where he is. And he looks quite happy with it. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't come on and perform the way he has done over the last 2 or 3 games and made the impact that he has done unless you're comfortable. And he clearly is comfortable with the position he finds himself in, which is fantastic for Liverpool. You know, there's going to be a lot of games this season, not just Premier League, but the Cups, you got the Champions League. And so, yeah, it's fantastic when you've got a guy with his kind of quality. Yes, it's taken him a little while to show us it, but to be able to have him coming off the bench later on in games or at half-time, whatever it may be, whatever he may need, and for him to produce is always great to have as a coach. It's always great to have him in the squad and yeah, great to be able to rely on somebody like him.
Okay, going back, as we talk about the winning goal, going back to something you said maybe 5 minutes ago, yes, Arne Slot was complaining that too much time had been played. It is a minimum of. It's not it is only a certain number of minutes that are added on. It's a minimum of. And it's up to the referee. It's his discretion as to how long he wants to add on. There was only one sub, so Liverpool can easily argue, hold on a minute here, that should be 30 seconds, and he's still scored after that, regardless. Because Liverpool have benefited from late goals. You've got to defend better than that, Stevie.
Well, I think it's hard to defend that when you've taken all your defenders off, isn't it? You're going to ask Chiesa to score and play centre back. You know, I mean, you can't have it always. And this nonsense about this excuse they hide behind of a minimum of. I mean, come on. We watched this game. 2 sides were trying to win this from the get-go. Even when Crystal Palace back was against the wall, they were still at every single opportunity trying to get forward. So, yeah, the rule itself is just, in my opinion, garbage. Referees have carte blanche if they fancy just to let the home team, usually the home team, get an extra opportunity. That's the bare bones of it.
You wouldn't be complaining if Liverpool had scored up the other end instead of Palace, would you?
Well, I'll tell you what I would do, though. I would be complaining about the referee. I would certainly have felt it. Had Liverpool scored in the 8th minute of injury time, I absolutely 100% would have been saying that referees doing this are particularly annoying to players and coaches. Obviously, on the side that loses the goal or whatever it may be. But, yeah, I mean, I've never got it. I don't understand how you get a minute from 6. And as you said, there's only one sub, and both sides are bang at it going forward. Nobody wasted a second of the time in this 90 minutes. Never mind in the 6 minutes of injury time, apparently. So yeah, it's one of those little things that annoys me about officials. As you know, I'm not a fan of officials in general, but these are the types of things that annoy me. But let me finish after saying that. Let me finish by saying there's no question Liverpool's performance wasn't good enough. They didn't deserve to win this game. And you could argue they didn't deserve the point.
Yeah, and look, credit to Palace for winning by 2-1. Liverpool's still the best team in the country. A defeat at Palace doesn't change it. You're going to get a bad performance. It's when you get a bad performance, can you take something from the game? Liverpool didn't today. So is there anything Arne Slot can maybe learn what he's seen today that might help him going forward that continuing an unbeaten run wouldn't have told him?
Well, that would be easier to answer if had the previous 4 or 5 games been fantastic. But the truth of the matter is, all the things that Liverpool didn't do well today are the same things that they haven't done well all season. You know, losing the ball and coughing the ball up, and then looking. What's the word I'm looking for? Every time Palace and anybody else that's played against Liverpool this season has gone forward, they've looked dangerous. Liverpool's back line just doesn't look composed at all. Yes, you would hope that the midfield can stop the opposition getting at the back line as often as it does, but at the end of the day, the back line's there to do a job. And right now, it doesn't look comfortable any time it's asked to defend, whether it's today or the previous games. So, yeah, Liverpool might be sitting top of the league still, but Arne Slot has still got a lot of questions that need answered that he hasn't quite found the answer to yet.